how is everybody today? I'll tell you, I just don't seem to get enough sleep these days.
It's a little cloudy, but it's opening day, so that's exciting.
You know, that's right. It is. The Cardinals start playing today, don't they? I mean the Royals. The Royals. You know, when you're a kid growing up in St. Louis in the 1960s, and when they won against Boston, you know, and they lost against Detroit in '67, that was a real. No, they won in '67. They lost in '68 to Detroit. Oh, that was bad. That was one of the worst times in my life.
Very sad, sounds like. Very
Well,
dramatic.
it was. You know, about that time, Bobby Kennedy was assassinated, Martin Luther King was assassinated, I remember all that. And the Cardinals lost the '68 World Series. That was like, I mean, you know, I, of course, was just a kid. I hardly started shaving.
I was gonna say, you probably hadn't started it that far back. All I remember is getting beaten by the Yankees year after year after year. Oh, so
The Cardinals did?
no, the Royals. The Royals.
The Royals?
So
Well, anyway, yeah, it is Royals opening day, and I'm glad of that. I enjoy the baseball, probably more than the football.
slower pace.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. I find that the football, two things, it winds me up too much. And I know I'm probably walking on the affections of many of you, and I don't mean to do that. But I get tired of all the hype. It's just constant.
Yeah.
And man, by the time the season is half done, three-quarter done, I'm just,
Wrung out.
yeah, I'm ready for opening day at the Royals. I really am. So, I hear the game today's sold out. A great day to be at the ballpark. It would be a lot of fun. Problem is, beer's so expensive.
Not a problem, I don't drink.
I bet the peanuts are expensive too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything's expensive, parking.
Yeah, beer's not drinking.
Yeah.
You know, a beer's like having a cup of coffee. Now, if you have 4 or 5 of them, that kind of gets to be a problem.
Yeah.
But just a beer is a pleasant repast among friends.
That can be,
Yeah,
can be.
yeah. Well, anyway, the nice people of St. Mark don't want to hear us talk about all this dumb stuff. I'm here, you know, just to take up space. Joe, our very fine pastoral associate, I think has some things of more immediate import he wishes to impart.
I would mention a couple of things that are coming up on the calendar. Of course, the final fish fry is Friday evening. All of the Lenten activities, all the services are going to be on page 4 of your bulletin, and that they will be there throughout now the rest of Lent. So the Lenten reconciliation service is the 9th, and that's at 6:30. So all those are there, so you can get that. Of course, it's also available online. I would mention that the Mother's Refuge collection for soap, etc., that we do every Lent, that's coming up. And this year, there's an article in the bulletin that you're going to get on Sunday. It's a little bit different. They want full-size bottles this time. And there's also an interesting article on Lenten food options, meatless Lenten food options. That's in the bulletin. So a lot of interesting things there.
You mean like peanuts?
Well, peanuts would be, yes. In fact, I think in all seriousness, one of the recipes, there's several recipes in this little booklet you can get, includes some peanuts for protein. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You just can't hardly beat them.
you really can't beat peanuts in all seriousness. They're very good, unless you have an allergy, but that's
Well, yeah, I guess that'd be a problem.
another story, right?
Yeah.
So, and then we want to point out, if you were at the 8 o'clock last week, you saw one of our scrutinies with our new folks who are joining the church. If you're at 10 this coming Sunday or the next, we will do that again. You want to say a word about the scrutinies? You did a nice little introduction at 8. You want to say another word about that, what we're doing there?
No.
You want me to do that? So I remember what you said. So
I need more time to study it and contemplate it. So You know, Mark Twain,
Mm-hmm.
such an amazing person.
Mm-hmm.
He said, better to keep my mouth shut and let people think I'm a fool than open my mouth and remove all doubt. So I'm invoking that rule.
That privilege. So, well, I'll just say this: it's a wonderful opportunity for us to pray with those folks who are joining the church, either through baptism or if they have been baptized in another tradition. They are being received into full communion. So it's an opportunity to pray with them. And it's also an opportunity for us to reflect on our own Lenten journey in a very serious way. Are we taking time for prayer and fasting, etc., for reconciliation? If there are places in our lives where we need to be, dealing with perhaps past hurts that we've received or caused. So it's a great opportunity in terms of that. And then I would say this Lent is just a time when a lot of people, become extra aware of the fact that that they're working outside the building right now. You may hear that. We'll just ignore that. People become aware of their spirituality. Starts with Ash Wednesday, of course, and that's very popular. I'm going to use that term, opportunity for people to come, even people who aren't Catholic, who aren't religious, to come and pray with us. And then all the way through Lent, there's just kind of a heightened sense. So folks who may have had some religious experience in the past, maybe they're Catholic but aren't practicing right now, etc. A lot of people just kind of come back around, and we all have an opportunity to welcome them in just, there are formal ways, obviously, if people want to have a conversation, we would love to do that. And there's, opportunities, of course, throughout the year for that. But there's also the opportunity for all of us just to be extra attentive, a little, hold the door for somebody, smile at somebody, because you never know when somebody might be a visitor and they might be trying us out. And it's not so much doctrine or dogma that brings people to church or back to church. It's relationships, it's hospitality, it's compassion and care. So we all have an opportunity to offer that. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about that, I have a few copies of this little booklet. It's called Talking Out of Church, and it's little stories about people who are, how do you have a conversation, or how do you do some things if you know somebody that might be interested in the church or returning to the church. Just, like I say, informal ways that you can be attentive to opportunities to say a word or two, not go knocking door to door in your neighborhood, but just be aware of family and friends who might be looking right now. So if you'd like one of those, I'll have some at the office, or you can catch me on Sunday, and I'd be happy to give you one of those.
Yeah, I might like to have one of these myself.
There you go. You might have an opportunity to talk to somebody who's interested in church. We would hope would have lots of opportunities, right?
Yeah, I have opportunities now and again.
There you go.
I like talking to people about church and God and such things. So much of the things I have to do, I'm not so enamored of, buildings and personnel and crap like that. But actually talking about church and God and stuff, I do kind of like that. I think it'd be sort of fun to sit down with groups of parishioners and talk about our various relationships with the church. I was telling people yesterday morning at Mass, I think all of us, to varying degrees, kind of have an uneasy relationship with the church. And that's okay. I would love to visit about that more. I think that'd be fun. But anyway, I'm getting off the subject. The real subject is Lent and the Triduum. Encourage everybody to come to Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Easter Mass. You can't lose. It's a good thing. And we'll get to hear a lot of that famous singer, Samuel Sinatra Malosha.
Mm-hmm. He could do a lot of chanting. That's right. Good thing he's got a good voice.
He called me this morning. He's out of town. And this priest that he's working with, I think in the Carolinas, they called out of the blue. Well, I'm drinking my coffee and trying to get ready for Mass. and this priest is thanking me for letting him come there, and work on some retreat or whatever the heck it is he's doing. Anyway, he sounded like he was happy and looking forward to getting back. So, anyway, what else do we have to talk about? You mentioned the penance service on the 9th of April.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a good thing. I hope we actually get some people to come to it. Confession's a potentially good thing. You know if you need to go or not. You know. You don't need somebody like me to tell you. You know if the stuff going on in your life, you need to take it to God. And of course, you don't need a priest to do that, but a priest can be helpful. Nobody can fool us like we can fool ourselves. And so sacramental confession can help you sort through some things, and maybe even help sustain you on the right path. At least that's my experience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. That's about it, isn't it?
I think we covered all the stuff that was on the checklist, didn't we?
I think so. Hope to see everybody tomorrow night for our last fish fry of the season.
Yeah.
We begin at 5 o'clock and run till 7:30.
Yeah, I hope to be there again for this one. And they're good things. You go to those, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
You go to about everything.
I try and get to it everything I can. Beautiful service last night. The Holy Hour, the bilingual Holy Hour, beautiful.
Yeah, I think we had a pretty decent crowd.
We had a nice crowd.
A lot of young Hispanic people, full of vitality.
Mm-hmm.
And then a fair number of our
Mm-hmm.
English-speaking folks who, of course, are mostly older like me. But I thought the spirit was good.
Very pretty, yeah.
I don't know, that speaker they had was, so-so, but
Both the priests were lovely. Did a nice job.
Father Angel did a great job. I don't know what he said, but
I don't either, but it sounded.
But yeah, his voice, it sounds so authoritative,
The spirit was there.
Yeah, he's going along there talking in Spanish, He sounds very, it's like the patron, the local patron. I didn't know what he was saying, but I enjoyed listening to him.
Yes.
I like the tenor of his voice and the cadence of his speech, And the Spanish language choir, they were cool.
Mm-hmm.
They were fun to listen
very
to.
talented, yeah.
And most of all, the devotion of the folks.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that edifying?
Nice, long, quiet, and just a little music to go with that.
Yeah.
A lot of people, very reverent.
Yeah, I thought it was neat, and I hope to do more stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I can't think of anything more to say. I need to get back to the hot desk and do some stuff. So tonight we got OCIA.
Yes,
We're meeting in the chapel.
we're meeting in the chapel. You're on. You're going to talk about
Yeah,
the things in the church, what they do. What we do.
yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
I've been on a lot lately. I'm dying of overexposure, but anyway, I'll get through it. Producer, anything more you want to say?
I think we got it all.
All right, well, even though we cannot see you, we love you. Thank you so much for tuning into our little St. Mark Remark today. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week. And until then, we all want to say goodbye and
God bless.